Thank you and welcome to the show for today. This morning on Perspectives, I have James Heathcoat here to discuss his background, faith, education, and ultimately versatility in Tennessee music. As you'll come to hear, James has had an extensive career that has spanned from both rap music and R&B to a more country sound. And in this segment, we'll be discussing just his transition through artistry. We'll talk about his career and ultimately the impact that he seeks to leave on Tennessee music. And so, James, thank you for coming this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Here from Memphis for
ma'am.
this. I appreciate that. To start off this first segment, we're talking about baby James. So tell me where you were born, what early childhood looked like.
I was born and raised in Memphis and Tipton County because my mom raised me in Memphis. My dad raised me in Tipton County. They've been separated my whole life, so I was just back and forth my whole life. But other than that, just my background it's country, but it's ghetto. So it's Memphis, it's country, it's Mumford, all that. So
now tell me, like in those childhood years, what was James doing? Were you in the church? Were you dirt bikes? Just tell me that childhood.
I was in and out of church every here and there. I'm back in church for sure now though. But yeah, I used to ride four-wheelers and stuff here and there, but I was mainly like just growing up, I was always focused on playing basketball. I just love sports in general, football and everything, but I mainly played basketball. That was my thing. That was just what my mindset was really on.
And tell me some of the schools that you went to in Memphis or Tipton.
I didn't go to no schools in Tipton County, but in Memphis I went to a lot. I went through a lot of schools: Macon Hall, Chimney Rock, Cordova Middle, Dexter Elementary, then Cordova Middle, and then Houston High School, and now University of Memphis.
And so now I'm real interested to hear about your upbringing in Memphis because Memphis is such a predominantly like blues type city, and you came up out of Memphis in rap, and so I think that's especially interesting. But I still want to hear about just what life for you looked like in Memphis. Tell me about high school. Tell me about what James was thinking. What were you into? What were you going through those adolescent years? If you had to speak to high school James right now and give him a piece of advice, that kind of vibe. Think about those high school years.
High school, I wish I'd have been more appreciative of my time in high school because I'm 24 today, so time just flies. But the advice I already gave myself in high school was stop being so stubborn and keep your guard up, be more aware of your surroundings, and watch who you call your friend.
You're right.
That's just really what it is, because I got involved in a lot of stuff in my early years, and you know, that's kind of what I'm getting out of. I mean, I've been out of it, but, you know.
And good, and let's speak on it, because seriously, there's somebody watching this right now who's going through that same thing, and you don't, got to give no details or nothing, but just give those gems to a child that you feel like may be experiencing the same.
If I was y'all, I would just focus on you, if you're in school, focus on your grades. If you're working a job, man, keep going with that job. Don't ever feel like it's wrong to work a job, but don't ever feel like you're failing, bro. Just keep going, stay consistent, and grind and lock in and stay prayed up. Always give all grace to God, for real.
Now, do you feel like your peers were thinking these things when you were in high school? Were these ideas popular amongst?
Yes, like my day ones, because I got one with me right now, but they definitely, was always trying to grind and try to make the best out of what we could. But I also got involved with, like I said, the fake crowd, the wrong circle, and it just, just having both in my head, I was just everywhere.
Like two on your shoulder?
Yeah, I was just everywhere, so.
And now, to wrap this first segment, I want to talk about early music experiences. You tell me the music that was in the household, you tell me the music that you were listening to, and just those early music experiences.
I grew up with everything. That's why I feel like my life and my music is both very versatile. I've listened to pop, rap, country, R&B. I've listened to it all my whole life. I've listened to rock. I've listened to it all.
Now tell me specifically what's in the house. Like for me, I know that every Saturday morning I was waking up to Jack FM. That's Nashville's classic rock studio, and that's all we played in the house. That's the only thing that everybody in my house could agree on. What's that for y'all?
My dad's country, only country. My mom's rock and pop. And then my mama like the old school rap, but I like the more newer, So, yeah.
And tell me how you kind of got into rap. Now, I know it's almost inevitable living in Memphis, but you tell me
Yeah,
what
just-
you can remember, your kind of first experience with rap.
What made me really get into it, I mean, I've always loved rap since I was a kid just because I've just always loved it. I don't know, ain't no explanation, I
feel
just
it.
loved it. But actually getting into it, and somebody just came up to me at high school one day at a football game and was like, hey bro, your Instagram name, White Sosa, you sound like, you should be a rapper. I said, I ain't never did it before, but I'll try it. And when I tried it, I fell in love with it.
And in our second segment, we're going to pick back up on just you establishing yourself as an artist. We'll talk about White Sosa, you getting with NLE Choppa, that topped the charts. And then we're just going to talk about your transition, the versatility in your music, and ultimately the impact that you seek to leave on Tennessee. And I encourage our viewers to tune into the second segment of Perspectives, where James and I will be discussing versatility in Tennessee music.
Come to the right place, baby.
The word is out.
Break in computer.
Hack.
You got it, guys.
25 words or less.
Are you okay?
No, I'm not. This is stressful. Who invented it?
Welcome back to the show for today. For viewers just tuning in, I am Alana McLaughlin, and you are watching Perspectives. This morning on Perspectives, I have James Heathcoat here to discuss his artistry, faith, background, and ultimately the impact that he seeks to leave on Tennessee music. James, in our first segment, we talked about just your early years between Memphis and Tipton County. We talked about the music that was in the household, and we left off on that first segment talking about, you had a friend come up to you and say, hey, your Instagram name is White Sosa. You look like you could be a rapper. And now kind of tell me just the early idea of that, like this guy's telling you, oh, I could be a rapper. How do you...
When I heard that, I was like, okay. But then I was like, but I'm the type, I'm open-minded. I said, y'all try it, let's do it. So he wanted me to pull up to his house because he made beats. And I pulled up to his house, got on, and the beat was like a dubstep type of beat. So I really wasn't even supposed to get on that for real. But I got on it, and it was terrible. But the good thing about it, I fell in love with the creation of it, and I just kept going until I became who I am. And just got better and better and stay, like I told y'all, just stay consistent, just grind it.
Now tell me, what do you think your first big single was or feature, in your opinion?
My first big, like how big are we talking?
We'll go small level, like this is the one that bubbled Memphis, then mid-level, one that captured Tennessee, and then high level, one that captured people all over the country.
The one that bubbled Memphis was, I think, my song Off Spray. Because they got a lot of attention, and Drip Walk, just because my name was circling around just because, I was the kid in college rapping and all that stuff. But the one that got Tennessee and the whole country, me and Choppa hit the scene.
Yeah.
We dropped that and it went crazy, and after I just kept dropping and people just started falling in love with me because I stayed consistent.
Now tell me about the process of getting with NLE Choppa and making a song. How did that even come about?
I've known him since I went to middle school with his big brother.
Oh,
So I've known Choppa, well, Bryce and Choppa, I've known him since I was probably like 14, 15. And then, then he came to my high school. We both, went to high school together because he was a freshman, but I was like 2 years older than him. I was a junior. And then we made a song. We went to the studio, made a song, and then we just kept going.
Now, James, no, you're telling me, like, we went to the studio. No, I need to know, like, who thought of this? Where did the lyrics come from? This idea, I am just so curious because it took over. And I want to just know, like, the
Well,
technique.
that one song, we both came, I texted him, like, let's do this. And we did it. And, he came up with the chorus, I came up with the verse. But other than that, we had other smaller songs already out before we both even had a name for ourselves yet. Yeah, so
just kind of piggybacking off of that,
Yeah.
building off of that.
Yeah.
Now, in your career, you've now established yourself as a rapper. You had an attempted home invasion.
it wasn't that.
No.
It was an attempted robbery.
Oh, wow.
I was in Los Angeles, we was in the car.
Uh-huh.
Some people tried to, they tried to do what they do, and
Now, and I hate to just like pick into that, but kind of what happened? You're not even home. You're in California. Oh my goodness. And you were in the car?
I was in the car.
And did people just start?
They came in. I mean, they tried it, but I was able to get away. Me and the person I was with, we was able to get away. And as we got away, they dipped, they were gone,
Right.
they left, and then we were walking back to the car we was at, and when we started walking back, it was on a dark street, so the person that was driving couldn't see us. Now this is a random pedestrian, this one, that had nothing to do with it. They were driving, they didn't see us, hit us as we were walking.
Now what happened to the person that you were with?
She ended up getting a liver laceration, but you know, she healed pretty fast.
Okay.
And then she had stopped all oncoming traffic from hitting me, and I had a brain injury. It gave me a brain injury. I was knocked out. I was in a coma for 9 days. My left side was paralyzed.
Lord have mercy.
And you know, I just went through all that
And
for
James,
a year.
Tell me just kind of like the mental state associated with that. As you're going through that, what are you thinking in the hospital, in rehab? How do you just maintain hope?
I said, I got a fan base that's waiting on me. I said, I'm alive for a reason. God kept me here. I said, I got a purpose, and I got a fan base out there just waiting on me to return.
You're right.
And I just said, it's go time. I got to get up out of here. I liked it, but I didn't like it. Like in my head, I'm like, I got to feel like this is a prison, even though it's nothing like prison, but I had to feel like it's a prison just so I could force myself to want to go harder and harder and get up out of there.
And kind of what did that rehabilitation era look like? Were you doing physical therapy?
Everything, physical, mental, everything, just pretty much everything, voice, everything.
And it's amazing. You don't look like what you've been through at all.
Blessed.
Nor do you sound like it, and that's nothing but God.
I thank God.
And so now, man, we're just going to talk about, to end the second segment, we're going to talk about the idea behind Contretto. I'm going to have you explain that. And then our final segment, we're going to get into your transition. But tell me, what is Contretto in your words?
Country, but very ghetto.
How did you come up with that?
I'm from Memphis, but I'm also from the country. So, you know, I've always grown up. And people would say my voice is country, and other people said I sound ghetto, and I put it together. Yeah, Contretto.
And do you feel like you kind of embody that in your music? Well, we're not even talking about Heathcoat yet, but in the kind of white Sosa era, do you feel like you still, or do you feel like you were just more on the ghetto end?
I take in both. I
Yeah.
love it. You know,
Yeah.
I'm just me. Honestly, I want my truth to be heard.
Now, James, to end off this second segment, I want to talk about the mindset associated with transitioning to country. What sparked that? What sparked you wanting to incorporate those roots, like your dad's music? Just kind of what sparked that idea, that mindset?
Made me want to do it is I had started listening. You know, mind you, I've been hearing country music my whole life, but I wasn't just into it. But last year, 2 years ago, I started really getting into it and enjoying it. And so I'm like, I want to try to make one, you know what I'm saying? But I'm going to mix it with my own little flavor, like, with a little rap into it. And I did that, and I just really wanted to do it to bring in my other side of my family, my dad's side. I've always talked about my mother's side and what I grew up with out there in Memphis, but now I want to talk about what I grew up with out in Tipton County, and I just want to bring it all in. I want to bring it to the table. So.
And now, to kind of just, again, wrap this second segment up, I want to talk about just some of the artists that you've pulled inspiration from. I know we talked about the genres, but tell me some people you're listening to, some people in your ear, if you can think of any.
I listen a lot. Long Live Him, but XXX Tentacion. Post Malone. I listen to a lot of Memphis rappers, Moneybagg, all them.
Now, what about on the country end?
Morgan Wallen, George Strait, Scotty McCreery. My boy just put me on Sam. What's his name?
Hunt?
Sam Hunt. I like him a lot. Jelly Roll, you know,
Yeah, look, we don't even got to say that.
Yeah, Jelly Roll.
And James, we're going to pick back up in the final segment talking about how you've incorporated these different inspirations into your music, the impact that you seek to leave on Tennessee in ways that the community can support you. And I encourage viewers to tune into the final segment of Perspectives, where James and I will be discussing versatility in Tennessee music. Welcome to the final segment of the show for today. For viewers just tuning in, I am Alana McLaughlin, and you are watching Perspectives. This morning on Perspectives, I have James Heathcoat here to discuss his background, education, and ultimately the impact that he seeks to have on Tennessee music. James, in our first two segments, we talked about your upbringing, education, the different experiences you've had leading up to U of M. We talked about, you know, you going through an attempt on your life and a stint in the hospital, and just how you've overcome all that. And a question that's kind of been in my head throughout this entire episode is, How did you protect your mental health as being a white rapper in Memphis? Memphis is not known for Caucasian rappers.
Yeah.
You stick out like a sore thumb, but you're talented, so you still, get into the spaces you need to get into, but you are so different. And a lot of people are not as accepting of that. You tell me how you continue to put on a brave face and smile and take pride in yourself, knowing that you're different from the status quo.
My faith in God. I don't care about what nobody thinks about me. I only care about what God thinks about me. And if I've ever responded to hate, it might have got to me here and there, but I get over it in like 5 seconds. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't nothing major to me. But like me being a white rapper in Memphis, like, it never really bothered me. It's just, I love doing music. I don't care about whether I'm white, black, Mexican. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never cared about none of that. Like, I just cared about the music. I just wanted to do the music.
You're right.
That's all I'm focused on. I love doing shows. I love performing in front of plenty of people. It doesn't matter the color, the race. It doesn't matter. I want to perform. I want to do music. I want my fans to appreciate who I am, and I want my fans to hear my truth.
And James, I think that this especially, you saying that, will serve your fans a great deal, and it will serve as a great explanation of who you are, because a lot of times when we see non-black people in predominantly black spaces, it makes us uncomfortable. We're confused. We're like, why are you with these minority people? Black people in Memphis, Dr. King has been assassinated in Memphis. Black people haven't had the best time in Memphis. And so often in those spaces like artistry, creativity, we're thinking like, man, you have the world at your fingertips. You're choosing to be in a predominantly black space. And a lot of people are very abrasive towards that. A lot of people are like, oh, you're cosplaying as a black person, or, oh, you don't really care about this. And I appreciate the fact that you set that record straight, because I know that a lot of people will automatically be like, oh, well, I don't believe in him. He can't tell the same stories because he's not black. And I don't believe that. I believe that, as you said, you are a performer. You are someone who puts your story out there regardless of who's listening, who's watching, and you are yourself. You embody Memphis, Tipton County to the fullest. And now, James, we're going to talk about current James Heathcoat.
Right.
Now, tell me about that transition to Heathcoat and your plans for the future.
The current transition to Heathcoat, I don't know, I fell in love with the country. I fell in love, when I first made my first country song, by the way, Contretto dropping January 26th. Y'all have to go get that. There we go. But what made me want to really do it, I fell in love with my first song doing it. And I'm like, oh, this is mine. Like, I love this. Like, I need this sound. So I just kept doing it, and I fell in love with it. Then when it come to rap, like me I'm still going to do rap here and there. But it's just more as, I don't know, rap, it's just kind of dark right now.
And it is. And especially in Memphis, is going through a lot.
And I'm just trying to speak my truth. I'm not worried about materials. I'm not worried about nothing. I just want to do music. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm focused on right now.
Now tell me, now I know you got the album dropping soon, but tell me some of the other things that you have planned for yourself, what you think you might be getting into, any shows coming up, any bookings. You tell me what you envision for this year, this 2024 for Heathcoat.
Heathcoat's gonna be bigger than anybody's ever expected. I could promise that. Shows is all gonna come. It's gonna come naturally. I can't predict it, but I just know. Well, I can predict. I know it's gonna be a lot. But ain't no telling what God got planned for me.
And now, just a two-part question, James. One, what are some gems that you want to leave with young musicians? Those who may be different from the place that they're in, those who may feel like they don't fit in, they're different. And even, the followers of God. Everyone isn't a child of God, and a lot of people will turn you off talking about God. And so I just want you to speak to those people and speak some light into our viewers who may be experiencing the same things you went through as an adolescent.
I just want y'all to stay consistent. I want y'all to work hard. Whether you believe in God or you don't, that's on you. If you don't believe in God, I pray that, you find God. And I just pray that God finds you and you find God. God really already found you. He's just waiting on you to find him. But other than that, I just want y'all to stay consistent, work hard. Don't give up. There's so much life. Life is so short, but it's also very long.
And speak on that, because seriously, like, suicide is a big thing that's really plaguing our generation. Talk to me.
Don't do it. Like, stay focused. There's always so much to life. Like, there's a purpose out there for you. You might not know what it is yet. You might not think you have one, but you could be so young. Whether you're old or young, it doesn't matter. If you're still living, keep living. Like, there's always another way out, no matter what. I couldn't move. I couldn't talk. I couldn't walk. I was pretty much dead. I made my way out. And now I'm 100% healed.
And sitting here.
I'm sitting here with her, having a great time on Perspectives. So,
and that's really is a testament to just God's grace on us. Seriously, you know, we had a prayer off camera before the episode started, but we thank the Lord for his grace and just for the things that he's brought us through. And this is what we're talking about. Seriously, it took the Lord specifically lining things up for us to even cross paths. And I don't think nothing's by chance. And so I think that everything that you've gone through has set you up for the position you're in now and the positions you'll be in the next 5 years, in the next year.
Yeah.
To be honest, James, now we're going to talk about ways that the community can support you and can support Contretto, not just through social media, but tell us what you want from Tennessee communities.
I just want y'all to just listen to my music, stream it, really get to know my music, hear my truth, feel it. Because I make all types of music so versatile for everybody to feel it. Like, and whoever you are, you're gonna feel one of my songs. There's gonna be one song that I got that you're most definitely gonna feel. But, you know, I just pray that, you know, y'all feel it and y'all push it and y'all let my word be out in the world. So, yeah, thank y'all.
Now, how can people get in contact with you? How can people stream? Tell me all your platforms, your usernames, all that good stuff.
Usernames, platforms, of course y'all know White Sosa, but you also got Heathcoat. Instagram, white.sosa. But if you look up Heathcoat, it's gonna pop up the same thing.
Heathcoat.
Yeah, Heathcoat.
Okay, good.
Twitter, White Sosa, TikTok, White Sosa. But I'm changing everything to Heathcoat music, so y'all make sure y'all see it all. So,
And where can we stream Contretto?
all platforms: Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon, Pandora, anything that y'all know, everything y'all listen to is there.
Now, James, to just kind of wrap this final segment, leave some words of encouragement for Nashvillians and Tennesseans. Beyond consistency and you know, staying with their eyes on the prize, tell us what you want to see out of our communities. Do you want to see the youth getting together? Do you want to see more community centers, more kids going to college? Talk about what you want to see in our cities.
In our cities, I want to see more kids going to colleges. I want to see them, of course, I want them to all to come together. You know, when it come to, you know, the city that I'm from, Memphis, guns down, put them down, just, you know, unless you're using the gun for something else like hunting and stuff like that, don't even bother. Like, if you got to use it for violence, it's not even needed, bro. Like, just stay positive. I want all these kids, I want these kids to be influenced in the best way possible, because they're our next life.
Yeah, they're the people that'll take care of us.
Yeah, exactly. So you don't want them to end up going to a bad place like jail or anything like that. So just keep them positively influenced.
And that's exactly what you're doing through your music, James. And I thank you for coming on the show today. And I thank you for just sharing your story of resilience, of strength, of courage, and of ultimately beating the odds. You know, all the odds were stacked against you, from being on your deathbed to being here. And I think that the Lord has genuinely blessed you and is continuing to bless you. So thank you for that. And to my viewers, thank you for allowing me the space to share one more perspective. And thank you for just giving me this platform this morning. Good morning.